Hello farmers, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm with my partner here. So it's been a very first time that we are going to collaborate together rather. And during this season, a lot of people they don't really go into crop farming. So for instance, all the farmers we have in Nigeria, except those who have machine and they have a water lodge area, and they have a very good land like this to plant, to practice irrigation that goes into it. So in Addota Farm, we teach you a lot of things you need to know about agriculture. So that is why we are bringing this to your hearing and to your view today again. There's a way we do this thing, and I can at least say it is a modern way of practicing irrigation. So this irrigation we are planting bell pepper on it. So the bell pepper, we are doing it with a kind of a tomato. So there is a tomato that is in between this bell pepper, so we are planting it together. So actually, the land is dry, so the only thing we have to do is to fight ahead of next year. So next year there won't be many crops, there won't be much crops in the market, and there won't be much tomato in the market because the number of people that plant it are minor. So that is why we are fighting against for that very period. So between March to April, I'm very sure this pepper would be ready for sales. So I know my partner have a lot to say about this too, so you can listen and watch the video to the very end. It's really gonna be an interesting one.
Okay, as my partner has said earlier, to start up an irrigation farming, it's quite easy and simple. All you just need to do is to get the business plan. Ask people, an expert that is good in this particular area, so that they will tell you more, they will enlighten you more on how to start up an irrigation farming. To start up an irrigation farming, there are some things that you need to put into considerations before you can start up an irrigation farming. All you just need to do is, number one, get an area, get a land that is closer to water, that has a lot of water. The water capacity is high. Then the land must be a slopy land. Then the second thing is to get a pumping machines that will be pumping water from the river directly down to your irrigation pepper. Then the third way is to start up the irrigation, start up the nursery bed of the irrigation pepper. Then after starting it up, then all you just need to do is to get the irrigation pepper, then bring it to your farm. Then I start planting it in your start planting the irrigation pepper in your farm. So my partner will continue from there.
So like I say, can you see that it's really an interesting one? So that is just the simple way. So before you start this farming of a thing, you first of all check if the land is slopy. If it's not automatic, assuming it is automatic, it will have been so simple. You can just use any land. So you have to consider the soil first before you go into this, like he has said. So the land must be slopy. If you see this land where it may be because of the view, but you can see it in some of the videos that are showing on the screen, you can see that the land is very slopy. So you consider if the land is slopy or not. If your land is not slopy, that means it is not good for this kind of irrigation. But if your land is slopy, it is good for this kind of irrigation. That is what it's actually saying. And the number two of what it's saying is you need machine. The water cannot just come into your farm, so you will need something to pump it out. So once you are pumping it out, so it will be easy to practice your irrigation. That is what it's saying. Secondly, so the third thing you said is
to get the pepper from the
so you get the pepper from nursery beds. You can check some of our sites, www.addota.com. so we have something like this there too, so you can check. We have a group too in Telegram, so you can check. You can actually learn more there too. So you get your pepper from where you keep it, from the nursery beds where you do it. So before you start pumping, let me tell you how we got to this level. If we don't just jump from somewhere to here, actually the first thing we start is, after considering the soil, so the slopy and everything like that, so the first thing we think of doing is to cut the grass. So we cut all the grasses and we clean up this place. The rest assured, as you can see, we only have little grass that are growing on it. So if you have sticks that are very high, that are mighty, that land, you can use it because there is a way to do it. That is why I said this farming is a kind of unique. So this irrigation is a kind of unique one. So there is a way to go about it. So if you're having a very big tree on your farm, so it won't be good for this kind of farming. So that is one thing you should know. So we actually remove lots of stake from this place before we start our farming. So you should know that. So after clearing, we remove all the big trees, all the big stakes that are growing. So we remove them before we start planting. So after we finish that, the next thing we move to is cultivating. So we start cultivating the soil. So as you can see, this farming is a kind of different. I know you might have seen something like this before or not, but for those who really want to go into it, maybe next year or any other time they feel like, you know, going into irrigation and make a huge lot of money, I can at least tell you that there's a huge lot of money to make from this business, because like I said earlier, during this season many farmers don't plant crops. So only few that plant crops harvest it and they make a lot of money from it. So you can actually go into it, you know, plant pepper, plant tomato, and any other crops like maize. We have different kind of crops you can plant that you can harvest and sell in this very period. So after we do that, we make the construction of the, you know, farm. So if you can see the farm, like as the video is showing on the screen, you can see that there is each box. So inside each box, that is where we plant our pepper. So inside each box, that is where they will receive water. So while constructing this, we make sure that there is a gutter that is running into each box. So the gutter, and there's a way we do it. That is why I said this farming is a kind of unique, and you do love to watch it to the very end. And if you want to practice, or if practice yours, it is very easy to do. The only thing you need is just to raise a capital, find a ground, and find land, and find workers that will do it as is said. So it is very easy. So once we are pumping water into it from the stream, so we go to the stream, to the other edge there. So we start opening, you know, the box. So we start opening the box and we'll be closing the gutter. So the water will now be passing into the box. So into it, the box is where we are planting our pepper, because that is where we need our water. So, and that is where we are planting our pepper. So the box holds the water. So after it holds water, we plant the pepper inside. It is very easy to plant the pepper. So you can just use stick, or you use your hands if the land is soft. So you can use your hand or you use stick. So you make a hole. After you make a hole, then you take 2 or 3, considering the fact that some may wither off. So you use 2 or 3 and you plant it inside it. So after you plant it inside, you just leave your pepper for something like 2 to 3 days. You will see them rising. So let me tell you, you are not going to leave them like this after pumping water into it for the first time. So you have to repeat it. You have to be repeating this process in time to time. Maybe let me say weekly yeah. So that the land won't dry. You know, there is no rain, so rain is not coming. So the absence of rain is the reason why we are pumping water into the farm. You understand? So you have to be pumping water into it every week. So after you do it like that from the ground there to this to up. So if you want to pump your water next, if the water is coming, you will be opening it. You'll be closing the box. So there's a way of doing it. So you'll be closing the box, you'll be closing, and you'll be opening others, you'll be closing the box till the box got filled with water again. So at that very period, your pepper are already inside. So they will be their roots will start shooting it. So you know, they will start growing and they start blooming, doing well. So, and don't forget, once you do this, there is that you will need to weed. Because you can't leave your pepper like that to just be growing and be sharing, you know, nutrients with other crops. So you have to do the weeding. So all the unnecessary the weeds that are there, so you have to remove them. So you cut them, you know, you weed the farm, so just to allow your crop to grow well. Like all these leaves you are seeing, you can use your cutlass. It's just a manual way, so you can use machine in this kind of farm. So you use your cutlass, you cut everything away so that the farm will be free. So you know, your pepper needs sunlight, they need wheat, and they need weeds. So, and they also need water. So you do all those things. After you do all those things, the next thing you move to is pumping again. So you keep on pumping water, and I can tell you, between this month to March, April, you will be harvesting your pepper. Like I said in one of my write-up in one of my article in the site. So it's just the bell pepper is within 3 months. so you will start harvesting them. So it's very easy. And that of tomato, it's within that 3 months you will start harvesting. So it's very simple to go about it. So that is all we want you to know about this farming. So I can actually tell you that the people that did this work, it takes them actually something like 2 weeks before they finish this project. You know, it's not easy. They really they have really done a very good work. They really tried. So they, after cutting this thing, before making the ridges and everything like that and pumping water into it, it was a really it was a great job. It was an awesome job. So really they did a very good work there. So it takes them up to 2 weeks before they could finish this project. So if you want to start yours, it is very easy. You can just see the processing and you can get all the things you need that will, and make it available in your farm before you start this. So if you don't have pumping machine, it is not easy to go about this farming. So you will need pumping machine and any other things, and you will need hose, you know, all the necessary instrument to make your work easier. So it's just as simple as that. I don't know, maybe my partner still have any other thing to say before we all go.
No, like my partner have already said it. So please, if you are new in this channel, all you just need to do is kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Just subscribe
and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we drop a new video. We even love the way the subscription
is going. Yes. We really appreciate you, all our subscribers. You just keep on subscribing. We appreciate that. Yes. So thanks you for watching our videos. I want to see you practicing this next time. And I want to, some of the people that are calling me, you know, putting a call through to me that we are discussing, I want to see you saying something about this next time that you've actually started your own farm too. So God bless. Thank you for watching.